All right, today we're diving into something that's designed for one of the most stressful situations you can imagine, high-conflict legal systems. It's a system called CourtShield, and the whole idea is to help you cut through the noise and find some clarity. So, let's break down how it actually works.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about the invisible fight, what the core problem really is. Then, we'll see why shifting to facts, not accusations, is the absolute key. From there, we'll get into the practical tools, the power of tags, the importance of training for clarity, and finally, the big payoff, how it all comes together in your top 5 highlights.
Okay, so let's start with the big problem here. In a lot of these legal situations, the real fight isn't just about who's right or wrong. The process, the system itself, becomes the weapon. It's this incredibly confusing and frustrating experience that can feel like you're fighting a battle that nobody else can even see. And that leads to this huge question, one that really gets right to the heart of it all. What are you supposed to do when the very rules that are meant to keep things fair are twisted and used against you?
Well, this experience actually has a name, court as abuse. And we're not talking about a vague feeling. We're talking about specific tactics. Things like weaponized ambiguity, where instructions are deliberately confusing so you're set up to fail. Or administrative disappearance, where your crucial paperwork just vanishes, poof. And procedural gaslighting. That's like being told a deadline was 2 weeks ago when you have proof it's 2 weeks from now. It makes you question everything. And the worst part? These things are so hard to prove. But they are very, very real.
So how do you fight something that's designed to be invisible? The secret is making a fundamental shift in how you approach everything. You have to move away from reacting with emotion and instead focus like a laser on building a rock-solid trail of evidence. And this slide just nails that difference. On the left, you've got, "They're trying to hurt me." It's emotional, it's how you feel, but unfortunately, in a legal setting, it can just be dismissed as an opinion. Now look at the right. "Scheduled exchange did not occur at the agreed time and location." That is a cold, hard fact. It's something you can observe, it's specific, and that's the building block of a credible case. Okay, so how do you actually build this factual record day in and day out without it taking over your entire life? Well, the system uses a really simple but incredibly powerful tagging method to bring some order to all that chaos. It makes documenting what's happening super fast and effective.
Step 1 is simple. You're just capturing what happened in plain, neutral language. The tags are direct. Denied time. Exchange issue. Records blocked. See what's happening here? You're not pointing fingers. You're not blaming anyone. You are simply stating the observable fact of the event.
Now, this is the game changer. Step 2 is where you connect those simple events to those sneaky, hard-to-prove tactics we talked about. You can tag an event with something like weaponized ambiguity or administrative disappearance. You're not yelling this in court, you're just creating a data point. And when you do that over and over, suddenly you're not just logging incidents, you're revealing a pattern of behavior. And finally, step 3 keeps it all grounded in reality. What proof do you actually have? A screenshot? An email? And here's the important part. Maybe there's no proof yet. Admitting that is just as crucial, because it shows you're building an honest, credible record of what's happening. Look, having a great tool is one thing, but you have to know how to use it right. That's why CourtShield isn't just an app for logging things. It actually has training modules baked right in. It's designed to teach you how to document and communicate in a way that truly protects you. Check this out. It's a perfect example. It's a tiny lesson on how to deal with that weaponized ambiguity. Instead of getting frustrated when someone gives you vague instructions, you're taught a simple 3-question script. You ask, what exact action is required? What's the deadline? And what counts as proof that I did it? See, it forces them to be clear, and it does it without starting a fight. Let's be real for a minute. You're stressed, you're at your wit's end, and you hammer out a message like this one. You always do this. Confirm the exchange now or I'll take action. It's loaded with history, blame, and a threat. Hitting send on that is like walking into a minefield. It can so easily be turned around and used against you. And boom, this is where that training really shines. The Message Coach feature takes that toxic draft and, in an instant, gives you safe, professional alternatives. You've got choices. A short, neutral one. A firm, but professional version. Even one that centers the conversation on the kids. Every single one is polite, it's focused on one issue, and it creates a positive paper trail for you. So you've done all this hard work. You've been documenting, you've been tagging, you've been communicating safely. So what's the big payoff? All of that discipline gets automatically crunched down into a powerful summary that a lawyer or a judge can understand in just a few minutes.
And the real key here is focus. This isn't about dropping a 300-page diary on someone's desk. It's about presenting the just five, most critical items that tell the story in a way that's impossible to ignore. So how does it pick just 5? Well, it's not random at all. The system is actually really smart about it. It heavily favors items that have that hard proof attached. It makes sure there's a mix of issues, so it's not just the same thing 5 times. It prioritizes the big stuff, like denied parenting time, and it even highlights your own good faith efforts to solve problems. It's brilliant!
And here's what the final summary can look like. Just listen to the language here. It is totally neutral, it's factual, it's professional. It states the problem, one outstanding request lacks response, and then it shows the action you took. Proof of process trail has been started. This is the result of all that work. A calm, clear, and powerful summary that just speaks for itself.
So I'll just leave you with this question. If your story, your reality, could be organized and presented with this level of clarity, what would change for you? Because the whole goal of a system like this is to take you from feeling invisible and unheard to presenting a factual record that is just too clear to ignore.